It's another Monday morning, and I decided to do a vlog this week because it's going to be a really busy week. It's Easter week, so on Friday we'll be driving up to my hometown, Rochester, New York, to stay with my stepmom and celebrate Easter with my aunt and uncle and cousins. Our sons are coming with us, so really looking forward to the family time. And so that means it's a short week, and even more so because Thursday will pretty much be all cooking and packing so that we can leave Friday morning. So yeah, it's going to be really busy. I've only got one thing on the calendar this week, thankfully, and that is lunch with my elderly book buddy on Tuesday. But yeah, so there's a lot that I want to get done and not much time. I'm still feeling great, still doing really well, still no crash yet in 2024. Very, very, very grateful for that, and I've been very active. On Saturday, my husband and I cleaned upstairs. That's always, really a lot of exertion for me. He does almost everything. I mean, I know I can't manage like vacuuming or cleaning the bathroom. He does all that stuff. I mostly just dust, but we're also getting ready for, and what we did mostly on Sunday is our entryway is being painted this week. They arrived this morning to start preparing. We've been in the house for for exactly 29 years. And yeah, and it's never been painted since we've been here. So long overdue, and we're really looking forward to it. But they've got a lot of repair work to do first, lots of cracks from the house settling all that through all those years. So over the weekend, we had to clear things out. Now, it is a foyer, so there's not a lot of furniture. But we moved, we took pictures off the wall, and there was one table in there, big plant / tree that's in our entryway. So the reason we had to have professionals in to do this, it's a big, almost 3-story cathedral ceiling. It's all very open, and it extends all the way upstairs and along the upstairs hallway. So it's a big, big job. And even the professional was looking around and, saying this is going to be a challenge. So that's what's going on this week. So yesterday, I will show you, this bookcase is in the hallway where they'll be painting. So we had to move that. So we began the very beginnings of a process to shift all of our books around. Even though I'm such an avid reader, our books are not really well organized. It's it's kind of, things are just where they were left. And so since we had to clear that bookshelf off, we moved it into our bedroom, and now we're going to, over the next few weeks, we're going to work on shifting some stuff around. And we started yesterday in our home office. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm trying to do, finally, a little decluttering. I helped a friend move in January and February, and it was really eye-opening. So I'm trying to tackle things a little bit at a time. I cleaned out my bathroom drawers last week. Very proud of that. Here's a before and after shot. And so yesterday we cleared off 2 shelves on our huge bookcase in the home office. One was a bunch of my professional stuff from my career 24 years ago. So this was really bittersweet. In a way, it felt great to get this stuff out finally. Some of it, the blue binders that you see in this photo, the blue binders are all mostly full of training courses that I designed and that I trained our instructors to teach, but also taught myself. So I loved the work that I did. I loved consulting and training. I loved my area of expertise, environmental management. So yeah, some bittersweet feelings, you know. I've left that stuff up there so long because I kept thinking I would go back to consulting. And as good as I'm feeling now, I still need a nap in the afternoon. So kind of precludes being hired out as a consultant, you know. Okay, and now we're going to take a 2-hour break so that I can take a nap. Doesn't really work. So, yeah, so I officially said goodbye to that era of my life. Yeah, some heavy feelings there. But it was also fun looking back at a lot of this stuff and, you know, looking at it one more time. A lot of those binders were filled with transparencies, which my son thought was hilarious. So, yeah, a little outdated. So we filled a huge garbage can yesterday and several big bags full of paper for recycling. That second shelf was all software, mostly from the 1990s and early 2000s. So this is stuff that, like, yeah, you couldn't even run on today's computers. And much of it was for PCs, which we don't have anymore. We use Macs. So I need to get to work. Monday morning, I'm going to do some planning for the week, figure out what I have time for. There's some stuff I've been putting off the last couple of weeks. And I know I need to get to before all the packing and cooking and travel this week. Hi, I'm out in the world today. Our house is like insane right now. Very, very noisy with the work that's being done. Before they painted our walls, it was a lot of repair work. So there's been a lot of, yeah, noise and chaos over there. I am taking my elderly book buddy out for lunch today. Actually, she's treating. I'm just picking her up in a little while. And first I just stopped at Walgreens and now have a short stop at Kohl's to pick up a couple of things for my son's Easter baskets. Yes, they are in their late 20s, but we still do Easter baskets. And my older son and I and my husband are not eating sugar. So yeah, so that makes Easter baskets a little trickier, but so I got my husband and my older son books, which they both love, and some sugar-free chocolate and sugar-free mints, and just gonna pick up a couple of t-shirts for my sons at Kohl's, and then on to lunch. Painters just went on a lunch break, so let's take a peek. They just started putting the color on today. The rest of the week has all been about repairs, which we really needed a lot of. And, ooh, it's looking good so far. Oh, I like it. I like it. So this has just been kind of boring, ugly, not even a nice white, just, you know, whatever they put on the walls when they were trying to sell the house. So it's a very dark day, so I think it'll look really pretty when the sun is shining. We've got a lot of windows up there. I like it though. I like it a lot. Ooh, exciting. So this is why we needed professionals. Yeah, that wall, because it's an open floor plan, it just comes all the way up here, all the way up there, which is pretty much 3 stories high. that's why we couldn't do it ourselves. And the repair work they've done, you can see it's kind of blotchy because it's still wet. They just put the first coat on. But wow, it looks great. And they did the ceiling yesterday, which we could never reach. Yeah, it's really looking good. So Wednesday already. I am not leaving the house today. I'm wearing like old baggy clothes. Not going anywhere. Yesterday was like, it was a great day. I am just so filled with joy that I can live a full life again. I mean, I'm kind of speechless. It really, the gratitude and joy I feel after a day like yesterday is just amazing. So I did all the things I said I was going to do, had a wonderful lunch out with my book buddy, and then took her to the library, which she really enjoyed. Officially, my job as a volunteer is just to bring her books, but we've become friends, and I know she is just so isolated and lonely, stuck in her house most of the time because she can't drive anymore. And I know what this feels like. I know what it's like to be so isolated and alone most of the time. Not alone. I mean, I usually have my husband around, but I get it. And so, you know, being able to do this for her, and she actually treated for lunch yesterday, which was really nice, but to pick her up and take her on a little outing like that, she had a wonderful time, and I enjoyed it too, and it's just very rewarding to be able to help someone else. And then I got home. The painters are still working on our house, so I've been napping down in the basement where it's much quieter, and it's always cold in our basement, so that's actually great for sleep. So I've been napping really well. And I got home. It was almost 3 by the time I got home from all of that. And my husband said, "We haven't defrosted anything yet. What do you want to do for dinner?" And I said, he has wanted to see Dune 2 in the theaters. And I promised him we would. Dune is his all-time favorite book ever. He's read it multiple times. And we missed Dune 1 in the theaters because I wasn't doing that well. And he watched it on TV. And then I promised him a few months ago when we saw Dune 2 was coming, I promised him we could see that on the big screen. And so he rewatched, and I watched for the first time the first Dune movie a few weeks ago. And then when I got home yesterday, I said, "How about we go out to dinner and then to the movies?" And he was so excited. So I went down and took my nap. He booked tickets for the movie. And when I got up, I mean, that was my whole day. Other than the nap, I was out all day. And we had a nice dinner out. Restaurant was a little more crowded than I wanted. Because the painters were here, we couldn't leave quite as early as we wanted to. So we try to go to restaurants. We're like the senior citizen early birds now, because just to try to avoid crowds. But a little more crowded than I wanted, but not horrible. And had a nice dinner, and then went to the movies. Recliner seat theaters have changed my life. They really have, because this was crazy for me. This was an evening movie. Usually if we go at like 5 o'clock. But we went to a 7 o'clock movie and didn't get home until 10, which, I mean, I'm usually upstairs in bed by 9:30. So, you know, I was telling my sons, your mom's just wild and crazy now. And yeah, so it was great. Oh, and I've been eating 95% carnivore diet, mostly meat, eggs, fish, stuff like that, for the last 3 months. and we both agreed we could not go to the movies and not get popcorn. So we got a small popcorn to share between us. It was so amazing. Now, by the time I got home last night, I could already see a little bit of thrush on my mouth. I took all my, of course, brushed my teeth and cleaned my mouth really well. Took my antifungals, which I had missed at dinner, and the whole pile of probiotics that I'm taking right now. Specific ones recommended by my functional medicine specialist for yeast. And yeah, and I feel fine today. I don't have any flu-like aches, which is my sign when the yeast overgrowth is getting bad. Nothing like that. Not even really worn out from yesterday. I got up this morning and showered and did my little abs, back, core workout, trying to prevent low back pain, which is working really well. Having strong muscles to support your joints is just so important in preventing pain. And I do my exercises lying down, so, you know, I try to keep my heart rate down below my anaerobic threshold, and it works really well lying down. But still, when I'm really badly crashed, I can't even do that. So, yeah, I'm okay. And yesterday was a wonderful day. Now I need to get some work done. Late start this morning with the shower and the little workout, and then we had to call our son, who's trying to decide between 2 job offers. Yay! He's been looking for a job for a while. He is now able to work full-time, which is miraculous to us. He's got 2 somewhat different offers to choose from, and he's feeling pretty anxious about it. So we got on the phone with him this morning, talked him through some of the questions to ask and things like that. And yeah, so it's all good news. But now I need to get some work done. Today's my writing day, and I don't have much time left, so bye. Whew, busy day. As you can see, I'm out. Just had to make a couple of really quick errands, Walgreens and the natural food store, my usual stops. The house looks great. The painters finished yesterday. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Although we haven't put everything back yet. We haven't put the pictures back on the walls, and there's a couple of small pieces of furniture, a table and a bookcase, but it looks great. I love it. I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. I do actually. Money, because all of our money for the last 22 years, all of our money goes to medical expenses. We're only able to afford to do this now because my father-in-law left us a little bit when he died a couple of years ago, and yeah, we had cared for him for quite a while. So thank you. Thank you to my father-in-law. It looks great. And we're getting ready for our Easter trip tomorrow. Turns out both of our sons are going to be driving on their own now. Our older son, I think he's got a job. He just had one more question for the company. He's waiting to hear back, but he had 2 offers to choose from, which is wonderful. This has been very anxiety ridden for him, but he is he's doing great. He's really excited. I think this is going to be a great company and a great job for him. So yeah, so he decided, instead of driving all the way down to Delaware and then riding with us up to Rochester, he's just going to go right from Long Island, which makes sense. We do enjoy the extra time with him, but this makes sense. So yeah, so I was ironing and packing this morning. Got to get back to the house for lunch and a nap and a little bit of cooking for Easter. We do a traditional Ukrainian meal for Easter, so I will be making halapchi, which are cabbage rolls, and hrein, which is a beet horseradish relish. So I'll do that after my nap. So I am back at home, back in my recliner. It was a wonderful weekend, but as usual, I completely forgot I was making a vlog. These holiday weekends when we go up to visit my family are just like non-stop pace, packed full. We stayed with my stepmom and had a wonderful time with her. And she's been going through some rough stuff, some terrible medical issues, chronic pain. So we were really glad to spend time with her and to see that she's feeling a little bit better. She's had some improvement. So that was great. And then we celebrated an early Easter on Saturday with my aunt and uncle and cousins. All four of us were there. My sons were both there. So really, really nice. Lots of laughs, memories, catching up, good food. So I'll share a few photos. And yeah, it was a great weekend. I did really, really well. It felt to me like a triumphant return because when we were there for Thanksgiving, I was so horribly sick. I needed a nap in between dinner and dessert at Thanksgiving. I was just in such awful shape, and that was my second nap that day. So this was just, I felt good and I enjoyed my family, and yeah, it was just really nice. Now, by Saturday evening, I was pretty exhausted. We left my aunt and uncle's at like 8 o'clock, and I know my uncle was disappointed. He was like, "You're going already?" We had gotten there about 3, but that was a lot for me. And I had been feeling great, you know, instead of having to sit in a corner or go upstairs and take a nap in the middle of the gathering. I was in the middle of things. I was able to help in the kitchen a little bit. You know, I was feeling good, but then all of a sudden it hit me and I was just really tired. But, you know, I was fine. And on the way home Sunday, a little tired, but that's it. You know, otherwise felt fine. And that long drive home with my husband doing all the work, you know, allowed me to rest and recover. Feel great today. Saw a podiatrist this morning. Mine wasn't available this week, so I had to go see a substitute podiatrist in a linked office, and so I had to go through the whole thing with him of explaining what ME/CFS is and what erythromelalgia is, and yeah, but you know, it was fine. It was actually a very quick, painless visit, so that was good. And I just thought I'd wrap this up so that I can edit this video and get it up.